Troops, hope you're all okay, and thank you to all my new subscribers. That means a lot, and I hope if you all can be bothered to join me over on Rumble as well, because like I said yesterday, always good to have a backup plan. So before I begin, everything in this video is pulled from the public domain. All my opinions are my own, and I encourage you to do your own research. This comes under the fair use guidelines. I think I said all that correctly. If I haven't, whatever I've missed out, please someone let me know in the comments. Thank you. So, we're getting little glimpse of Tom Bower's book. So, what this is about is, hang on, bear with. Sorry, I thought that was someone at the door. I think maybe we'll go through this part in 2 stages. So we'll do the Vanity Fair bit first. I think that's all. Let me just check. Hang on, I've had to. It's all a bit over the place at the minute, so I think, yeah, we might have time to put the other bits in, but if not, I'll do another video tonight ready for tomorrow. So this is when she first met Harry, or just engaged, or whatever. She wanted an interview with Vanity Fair. They wanted to get her more notice because her PR team were really struggling. See, she's nothing without that title. As you all know, she is absolutely nothing without that title. So I will read it and comment in between as we go along. So, in revenge, Meghan and... I might change the names so at least my voice isn't speaking. And we've got a new nickname for the evil one, the desperate one, Meth. I'm sorry, but sometimes when it comes out, it looks like it's been on something extremely strong. So I'm going to call it Meth. So, in revenge, Meth and the Thing and the war between the Windsors serialised today in The Sun. Biographer Tom Bower says Meth had been ecstatic when she first asked to appear on the front cover of the September 2017 issue of Vanity Fair. It was... Right, hang on. How do you pronounce that name? I've never seen that name before. Keely? Is that how, or is it Kaylee spelt with a different, because you know what, let's call her Keely. Keely Thomas Morgan, a partner at Sunshine Sachs, her Los Angeles public relations agency, who broke the news. Bower writes, after the agency's years of struggle to get Meghan noticed, Vanity Fair's approach proved that her relationship with the Thing was priceless. For Meth, the news was electrified. Right, can we just stop there for a minute? It's a good job I'm not a narrator for a TV documentary, isn't it? I would be fired on the spot, wouldn't I? For Meth, the news was electrifying. At the time, Bower says Keely didn't know that Meth and the Thing were secretly engaged. Oh, right, yes, so it was... and were waiting for the Queen's formal approval when she returned from Balmoral that autumn. So, what Sunshine Sachs were trying to do at this point was try to put Meth in a really good light to the public. Meth thought just because she's dating and engaged to Harry, evidently, at the time, she thought she had power then. She thought she had the power to just say, look, here I am, everyone, you've got to love me. I'm really important. So that's that. Right, where we are, right. She was an independent woman who would not be defined by her relationship with the Thing. Bower says over the next few days, Kashmir called those who Meth had recommended as her friends. Ah, yes. So this is when she basically had already met Serena, but they weren't friends. They were just acquaintances. And what I find funny about this is you don't invite someone who's just an acquaintance or someone you don't know that well to your baby shower party. Do you know what I mean? So I don't know whether her and Serena have all been close ever since, or they're still quite acquaintance, but not as close as the meth makes out. I still haven't figured that one out. Right, where were we? Right. Bowers says over the next right. So, oh yeah, Williams denies she was Meth's friend, but just an acquaintance, saying you've got to be who you are, Meth. You can't hide. Well, we know about that now, don't we? Bauer writes, Meth's interview took the royal family into uncharted waters. Yes, she didn't even think to get approval from the palace. And me personally, and I suppose Catherine was probably the same, if I was ever to marry a royal person, if I was engaged or dating them, I would go to the head office of the palace every day just to make sure I'm doing the right thing, because I wouldn't want to upset anybody. I wouldn't just go and do things and think I can. I'd ask permission first or get advice first. You're marrying into the famous one of the famous families in the world, the head of state. You can't just start dating a prince and think you can go to the media and do whatever you like. Gordon Bennett, even a 5-year-old knows that. Right, early in September, pre-publication copies of the magazine were released to Sunshine Sacks and Buckingham Palace. The stunning front cover photograph of Meth was covered by the headline, She's Just Wild About Harry. Oh, well, no comment. Boa writes, Meth's unprecedented brazenness, yeah, this is it, it's just the brazenness of it all, took Buckingham Palace by surprise and right, and whatever the British media. Like a thunderclap, the interview triggered sensational reactions. Meth had used her relationship with Harry to promote herself. Exactly. From day one. You know full well by now, I don't have to keep reminding you, but anyone who doesn't already know, when she was little, she came over to the UK with her friend and got a photo outside Buckingham Palace and said she's always wanted to be a princess. She's always wanted that fame, that I snatched a prince kind of thing. Well, sadly, she got it, didn't she? Struth almighty. I feel really sorry for her father and the Queen. Anyway, right, where were we? Right, yeah, the Hollywood, whatever that's called. Sorry, guys, I'm terrible at pronouncing things. The Hollywoodisation of the royal family has sealed Meth's fate as Harry's fiance. So so I think what's happened here is she's realised that Harry is really into her. Harry, I don't think at this point Harry even asked her to marry him yet. I think she done this interview, like it says here, to basically just seal it. I've done this now, Buckingham Palace. You can't do anything about it now. Do you know what I mean? Sunshine Sacks said Meth should have insured her. Sunshine Sacks said Meth should have ensured that her comments about Harry were removed. Why wasn't the focus on her, whatever that says, and activism? Right, where's the other bit? So, yeah. Right, hang on. If I delete that bit, then we've got more room for that. Yeah, she didn't want a piece about her in Vanity Fair. She wanted to make out that she came across as this really important person. Like, she wanted to be a bit like Bob Geldof in a way. That's what she's trying to let the world think. before she's even married the thing. Struth. Right, what's this bit? Right, a long-standing contributing editor at the magazine, Sam Cashmere, who was known for the cover stories on Jennifer Lawrence, Nicole Kidman, and Rosamund Pike, was assigned to the interview. So Nicole Kidman, actually, no, that was Amber Heard, wasn't it? Sorry, guys, that was Amber Heard. Sorry, I had it in my head that she worked with Meth, but it weren't. It was Amber Heard. Burrow wrote, Cashmere arrived at Meth's home and told that his interviewee was under strict orders from both The Thing and Kaylee Thomas Morgan. Aware that Diana and Sarah Ferguson had destroyed themselves in interviews, The Thing had asked Meth to maintain tight-lipped silence about sensitive subject. Donald Trump braced their relationship, and especially himself. He was not to be mentioned. Blimey. So the ginger one, before he got married to the Meth, was already a half-decent person by the sounds of it. He knew he knew when not to talk and everything like that. So she definitely changed him. She definitely changed him for the worst. So basically this Parks, I think I've gone on for a bit too long now because I'm terrible at reading. I love reading books, but I can never make it come out my mouth fluently. In my head I can, but when I try to speak things, it's a different story. So yeah, so basically all this is at the beginning, the Meth thought she could basically go around doing what she wants. She wasn't even married to the ginger one by then. And Buckingham Palace was absolutely furious that she had the brass neck to go to the papers, do all this thing. And, oh yeah, sorry, I've got another bit just quickly. Delete that. So yeah, they were absolutely furious, and because she didn't get the reaction she hoped from the palace, she decided to just have another tantrum, and since then she's wanted revenge. But that's how it's reading over to me. So since they didn't like her being interviewed and pictured with Vanity Fair, in her head, even before their marriage, in her head she was already at war because she didn't get the reaction that she wanted. She didn't get let's praise the Meth. Let's praise our new God. She's more important than the head of state. That's what she wanted. She didn't get that. So since then, she's wanted revenge. Anyway, guys, this is just... Right, we'll do this. Yes, the... Right, hang on, let me delete that quickly. You know, she claimed she wrote to Protector and Gamble about her washing up liquid. Well, from what I found out a couple of years ago, they were already either in talks about changing the name or had already changed it. But even when she was little, it seems she thinks she can just suggest something and dictate and demand just to make out to the world that she was the one that managed to change that, but she hadn't. They're already... So right, Ken Sunshine feared that Meth would fire his agency. Right, yes. So this is going on from the Vanity Fair thing. Puzzled Buckingham Palace was angry. He called the magazine's editor to deliver what he imagined to be the ultimate threat. You're going to have to deal with the Queen on this, he said. The furious monarch, he imagined, like Trump, would pick up the phone and berate the editor. No, Trump doesn't do that sort of thing, so I don't know where all these people keep making up all these stories about him for. I'll do a video on that another day because what the media say about Trump is factually not true. If you do a research on the guy, you'll find out he's totally opposite of what the media make him out to be, because I had to do that myself. I had to really dig because I needed to know if I was backing the right guy. Anyway, right. Ken Sunshine was told didn't get the cover in her own name or as a feminist, but because of who she was likely to marry. Bauer says that Meth texted Kashmir saying she was gutted and deflated. Yeah, exactly, she would be. She then rang him and said she was disappointed in him. Who the hell does she think she is? She just dived in there, started dictating and thinking she was going to become the queen overnight or something, then had the nerve to be rude to the people who have done what she's asked. Struth. Oh my God. Right, so it's, yeah, he writes, Kashmir was puzzled. How could she hate a blatant puff piece? Then her feelings were explained, of course. She hated the title Wild About Harry because she was promoting her, for goodness sake, woman. She was equally furious that her childhood battle with Protector and Gamble was admitted. Kashmir resisted, revealing that Vanity Fair's fact checkers had raised questions. This was about that she hadn't done it, and she didn't get a reply from Hillary Clinton, and she claims she did. Boas says Kashmir felt manipulated and betrayed. Well, why didn't they part ways with her back then? And says Meth complained because she was presented in the way she wasn't presented in the way she wanted. Oh God, honestly. He adds the anger subsided. Meghan reconciled her fate, and producers and cast of Suits were awestruck that an actor from their cult series with the mere 1 million audience had made Vanity Fair's cover. Exactly. She was not a Hollywood star. Let's make that very clear. Suits wasn't actually that popular. Oh, their only disappointment was that the royal relationship did not improve the ratings, not by a single percentage. On the positive side, the thing remained utterly loyal. What a knob. Reversing the native was impossible. Unlike the other young woman who married the Windsors, it seemed Meth would not remain silent. So that's it for that part, guys. There should be more coming out soon. Little bits and little... Oh, what's this? In London, Harry's family and their senior advisor were subdued. This was not an issue, as some would later assert, but the palace's handling or mismanagement of Meghan, nothing could be done. I think this was a really... I personally think the palace, from the start after this, should have come down harsher with Meth, because in a way they have allowed her to get away with far too much. And if they'd reined her in right from the beginning and told her who was in charge, none of this other stuff would have been as bad as it would. So I think the royal family now are thinking, we should have been tougher from the start. So that's it, guys. Sorry that it's taken so long. I thought I'd be able to get that through a breeze, because in my head I'm thinking, literally, I'm reading this, right, and I'm thinking, I'm going da-la-la-la, da-la-la-la, and it's taken like a minute just to do all that. But I forget when I'm speaking, it will take longer, so sorry about that. But anyway, guys, thanks for watching. Take care, and join me in the next part when Tom Bauer links some more. See you later.